Hello! Today I found a video called Can Feminists Take a Joke? This should be funny, right?
But I thought we would talk about kind of comedy and feminism.
Oh, here we go.
And how there's this perception that like feminists are offended by everything.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Yeah.
So you can never take a joke.
And I'm turned the fuck up right now, so this is the best time to have this conversation.
Was that funny?
Why do you think there's this idea that like feminists have no sense of humor? Like, why does that exist?
I would say empirical evidence, but I'd be fucking with you.
Well, I think most stereotypes that are against feminism are really based in like this idea that, I mean, listen, it's really easy to take apart something when you make it seem so ridiculous that no one who's a reasonable person would ever agree with this thing.
Sounds like comedy to me.
Right? So for me, I think that a lot of these ideas exist because it makes it easier for people to counter feminism. It makes it easier for people to be like, no, feminism is not worth supporting because anyone who feminists believe this silly shit. Feminists believe this extreme silly shit.
Yeah, feminists do.
So if you believe in this extreme silly shit, then you're a feminist.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
That I think a lot of people spend a lot of time, creating this straw man feminism that is so ridiculous and so over the top that any reasonable person wouldn't agree with it. When in reality, that's not necessarily the truth.
Was that a joke? I don't...
Yeah, absolutely. So you do like laugh in real life.
I do.
Yeah?
I do.
Okay, now we're gonna start telling some jokes, right? Stories about when she laughed in real life. Here we go. Strap on your laughing hats.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I made a joke about fucking Donald Trump for hush money, and a lot of my followers were very shocked by that.
No, I don't understand. I would fuck Donald Trump for hush money. Man can pay. You best believe it.
And I was like, what are you serious? Like, you guys are really, like, I don't know. Like, people don't, I don't know, like, when you're a feminist and you make feminist content, they only see that side of you, right? And in many ways, that's kind of a reflection of how women are often seen as one-dimensional.
Or maybe it's because all your videos are essentially the same thing, saying the same thing. Maybe that's why you seem one-dimensional.
You can either be this or that. You can either be the Madonna or the whore. You can't be a combination of both, right? So for me, one thing I'm trying to do more and more on my channel and on my social media is acknowledge the fact that I like to have fun.
Yeah, you seem like a barrel of... Oh. Yeah, you guys are a couple of... You guys are a couple of cards.
Okay? Yes, I'm a feminist. Yes, I believe that we should change language. We should shift our ideas.
Alright, I just want to show one thing here. One thing that I thought was funny that you might not be getting. Forgive the editing. I want to do the best I can.
We should, make things more inclusive and we should be more understanding. But I also think that it's really fun to laugh at the ways in which so many people are socialized to see things in a way that just is not inclusive or fun, So a lot of
Look how uncomfortable Riley is. Jump in there, man. This is your girl. This is your fucking... You're hosting this shit. What are you doing? Just sitting... Say something!
comedy. A lot of things I find to be funny are, parodying people who have been raised a certain way to only see things a certain perspective. And, it's like I always joke about, like, I always make... when I joke about transphobes, it's just like...
Watching her sit there and uncomfortably stare in the camera and look at... and just not say anything. I thought that was the funniest part of this whole video.
I like to make the joke of like the kind of people who speak to me often, which are like, listen, I don't really believe in the whole like, non-binary thing or whatever, but like, you're like one of the good ones, It's like you're.
Is this a joke? Is she telling a joke right now?
Feminine and you look a certain way. It's like, because it's so ridiculous. It's funny.
That was funny? What was funny about that?
It's just like, so, I can make fun of, the ruling class because I think that that's who we should be laughing at. I think good comedy punches up, not down. Good
comedy is like feminism. It's all about equality. Why can't there be equality in every facet of life? You want to talk about having equality and yet you don't want it. This is why people think feminists are crazy. This is why.
And so I think that, the things I find funny are often things that are punching up at like kind of like the ignorance of, the ruling class or the main class or the majority.
Is that supposed to be a joke?
As opposed to what often happens in comedy where you're laughing at the minority, you're laughing at somebody because they can't speak a certain language, you're laughing at somebody because they have a certain skin color, you're laughing at somebody because they have a certain experience that is not yours.
That sounds like comedy. I don't get this.
And I think that is kind of what people miss about comedy. It's really easy to make that black joke. It's really easy to make that tranny joke. It's really easy to make that joke about a group of people who are underrepresented. But it's harder to make a joke that actually comments on the social structures and make it so that you can laugh at a tranny joke.
That's because that shit isn't funny. That's why it's so hard to make jokes about it.
Because there aren't any trans people in your space to say that's fucked up. This perpetuates violence against me.
A joke perpetuates violence again. Nobody's beat somebody up after hearing a joke about it just drives me nuts.
Right. So I think that's what makes things funny. So I like to laugh. I don't like to laugh at maybe the same things you like to laugh at.
That's fucking clear. Clear as crystal.
But I like to laugh. I like fun. I don't just sit around all day thinking about, how everyone's so problematic and we need to, change their language to suit my needs,
Somehow I highly doubt that.
Absolutely. So is that...
Okay, now Riley's going to talk, and I've been waiting for this moment. We're like halfway through the video, and finally there's an extended point where Riley talks. And I thought right now I would throw in what I consider to be kind of a joke. Here we go.
Is there like an aspect of identity to the person who's like telling the joke? Because like a lot of times jokes that I find really funny have to do with some aspect of my identity. Like I can joke about white people or trans stuff, but it feels wrong for me to like make a black joke or an Asian joke or whatever. But when people of that identity are making those jokes, it has like a different feeling to it. And I feel like people get conflicted with that. They're like, oh, why can they tell a black joke and I can't?
Get it? She sounds like Fix It Felix.
Yeah. What's interesting? I'm just speaking out the cuff, but
thank God. To think that this would be scripted is fucking horrifying.
There's this YouTuber I follow named Coughlin who did a really good video recently about comedy, and he was kind of talking about that, how, the idea of if you laugh at a black joke, you're a racist.
Something tells me the fact that I've never heard of this guy is probably because he thinks that way. I bet you he's not very funny.
Right. And I don't necessarily agree with that. One of the points he made was that people laugh at jokes, and that doesn't mean that they necessarily co-sign the joke. I mean, we could argue that they do, but that's not necessarily true. I mean, sometimes you laugh at something because in the moment, in that space of time, it's funny to you.
Maybe she does get it! Holy shit!
And then maybe you might go home and think, oh, wow, that was really fucked up. But I think that, it doesn't, just because you laugh at a black joke or a joke that a black person makes doesn't mean that you are anti-black necessarily. I don't think so.
Amen, sister!
Right? So I think sometimes the best comedy does come from the people who experience it. When a white person makes a joke about a black experience that they don't know, they're speaking from ignorance.
But did you say that you wanted to make fun of the ignorant people at the top? Wasn't that what? Wait a second. No. I'm confused.
When I make a joke about, being the exceptional black person, I think that's an experience that I know. Right, and you laugh at that, but you're usually laughing at the unreasonableness of making people feel like they can be a certain type of acceptable minority.
What? What? No, I'm just laughing at the way that it makes my mind feel tickled. Can't that be enough? What the fuck are we talking about?
Right, a certain type of model minority, right? We're laughing at the structure that ultimately is oppressive. We're not laughing at those people, right? I think that's a very distinct difference.
She lost me somewhere, and I just couldn't follow the train of thought. I have no idea what she was just talking about.
So easy to make a nigger joke.
Wife says that
Sorry. So easy to make a tranny joke. It's so easy to make those jokes and laugh at them because we've already lived in a society that makes it so that those groups of people are oppressed and underrepresented, and so it's funny, it's easy to laugh at them. but it's a lot harder to actually comment on and say the things that make people feel sort of arrested, like, oh my gosh, wait a minute, that's me that they're talking about.
Well, if you feel that way, then the joke's probably not funny to you, but that doesn't mean that it can't be funny to other people.
Right, so I find that funny. That's what I find funny. Yeah.
What? What did she find funny? Did I miss it? Was that in the part that I missed? Fuck. I should watch that again. Fuck it.
I think sometimes when you're laughing at a black joke, you're laughing at that, really.
Why can't I just be laughing at a black joke? Why do I have to be laughing at black people if I'm laughing at a black joke? Why is that dogma? Why can't I just be laughing at the joke? Why do I have to be racist if I laugh at a black joke? You just said you don't agree with that. Before she said she doesn't agree with that. What the fuck is she talking about?
Have you ever told a joke and had someone be offended by it?
Ah, shit, here we go.
I've never told a joke. I don't know. People are really offended. I don't know.
Yeah?
One thing, I think the disconnect I have with a lot of my followers is I'm not easily offended. I'm really not. Like, a white person could say a nigger.
Wife says that
You're joking to my face, and I'd be like, I wouldn't laugh at it, but be like,
Is
I'm
that
not
a challenge?
Well,
Holy shit, Riley's about to get funny.
it wouldn't be don't do it.
No, please, whatever you do, don't do that.
But it would just be like,
I was like, please don't.
but that's me though. Like, I feel like one of the things I'm always dealing with is like, I have my standard and my comfort and my thing, and other people have their thing. Like, I did a whole comedy video, my last comedy video I did about the differences between two, and two, they, not there, there, and there, where, and where. Like,
I bet that video was hysterical.
a difference, and some people were really offended by it because it's, ableist to critique people's misspelling. And I understood that, and I got that, and that's a joke that people, that made me think a lot. And I think it's always really important to kind of like think about, oh, maybe I did fuck up, maybe I did say something that was wrong,
Okay, I don't know what the hell is going on. Like, she's saying she's for one thing, and then I don't know what the hell she's talking about. And this is like a 12-minute video, 11-minute video. I'm gonna cut a piece out here. We're gonna get to the summation of what we're talking about, because it's just rambling, and it goes one way and then back the other so many times.
But at the end of the day, we should challenge, our own perspectives. We should challenge our own positions, and it's okay to change. It's okay to change. That video is not public anymore.
That's the two and two, there and there, where and where video she's talking about. She privatized it, so to not offend probably the 3 people that sent her a message saying that they thought it was ableist because it's sad, man. This self-censorship that is forced on. It's fun to see it forced on, each other. It's fun to see the monster eating itself. But it's so sad and just pitiful.
Because it's not something that I think I need on my channel, right? But there's a lot of shit, ultimately.
And we've got an ultimately, too. At the end of the day, and ultimately. Here we go.
So, I think when it comes to people being offended, people are always going to be offended. It doesn't matter what you can say, I don't say anything. People are still going to be offended. You can be as inclusive as possible, as intersectional as possible. People are still going to be offended.
That's right. Hallelujah. She gets it. Just, no matter what you say, somebody's going to be offended. But you say it anyways because it sucks if you're the person that's offended by it, but I'm not going to have the 20, 30 other people that might enjoy it not get to hear my opinions or my jokes because 1 or 2 people don't think it's funny. It's sad that people censor themselves like that. It's sad that you took that video, Kat, and that you privatized that. It's pitiful. It's sad.
And I tend to not share my sense of humor because honestly, people are going to be offended.
Oh. Self-censorship. Oh, it's the problem with feminism. She's a victim of her own ideology. Who follows an ideology that you can become a victim of yourself? That's ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
People are offended by it, so I tend to just like, you know, I let people be offended and I call it a day.
And then bam! Comes right back around the other way. So I just let people be offended and fuck them. And that's the way you should be about it. If somebody's offended, you should go, that sucks for you. I don't know what you want to do. Like, so you're offended. You get to be offended. That's awesome. And I get to not care that you're offended because there's 5 other people around us laughing their asses off and you're the one sitting here with a sour look on your face. You're the one that's in the bad position as far as I can tell. So I don't get the point of this video. It was like, I think deep down inside she knows that her shit is wrong. Maybe she just needs money. Maybe this is her job, so she kind of has to do it, you know. Military guys go overseas and kill people, not because they want to go overseas and kill people, but because they're doing what they're told. And maybe that's the problem with Kat Blaque. I don't know. Maybe she's just too ingrained into it now. And even though it must suck for her to hide her humor because somebody might be offended, that's sad. I feel bad for her. I feel that way. It sucks. It really sucks.